What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Liv coming at y'all with another clean eating hacks, and today I'm doing the keto diet dissected. If you're somebody that is interested in doing a diet, you've been thinking about keto, somebody that maybe already be doing keto and is kind of trying to figure out if they want to stick with it or if they want to try something different or anything like that, then just keep watching. Okay. Excuse my baby's sitting here with me now. So what is keto? Keto is a low carbohydrate diet that requires higher than average consumption of fat and increased consumption of protein. So basically, in more simple terms, you are getting rid of most of your carbohydrate intake and you're replacing that with higher amounts of fat or protein than you would regularly be eating. A typical ratio for a keto diet or the keto diet to enter ketosis is 10% of your calories coming from carbs, 20% of your calories coming from protein, and 70% of your calories coming from fat. So there are some variations. Most of the variations usually just include either having a couple of break days where you do eat higher amounts of carbohydrates, or just a slight variation of those percentages I just gave, lowering the fat a little bit, upping the protein a little bit, whatever is most comfortable for the person who is doing the diet. So that is what keto is, and now I'm gonna get into the pros and the cons and how I feel about it and how you feel about it, and yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the pros. So one, it doesn't involve any calorie counting, any portion control, and you a lot of times get to eat a lot of your favorite foods. So that's things like cheese, that's things like, you know, red meat. If you're somebody who really enjoys eating higher fat foods, this may be a good diet for you because it's something that may be easier for you to stick to. Second pro is that it is safe for short-term use. As far as the studies that have been done in the past and the way the diet really works, the best way to do it is short-term, and I'll get into that a little bit more as we go on. The next thing is it helps to manage treatment-resistant epilepsy. It was typically given to children who had epilepsy and they were resistant to the treatment. So it caused a hormonal change in them that made it easier for them to take their treatment. So if you're someone who has epilepsy, you're not very responsive to your treatment, ketogenic may be something, or the keto diet may be something that you want to try. And finally, what it does, a pro and a con kind of, but what the keto diet really does is it makes your body go into ketosis. And ketosis is where your body can't use carbohydrates anymore for energy, so it turns to fat. Now, it turning to fat, basically your body's going into starvation mode. However, it still can survive. It's still given the nutritional needs that it needs to be able to survive, you know, live. You're not gonna die from doing keto, but you're basically putting your body in starvation mode by putting it into ketosis. Now, some of the positive effects of ketosis is that the biggest positive of ketosis is that it modifies or alters your hormonal and your metabolic responses in your body. This can have a lot of different effects on you. One, it can help with disease management. Again, we were talking about epilepsy. That's one of them. There's several different diseases, including obesity, including diabetes, things like that. So it's very important. It does affect your insulin a little bit. It can improve your athletic performance if done short term. And it can promote weight loss and muscle gain in healthy individuals. So again, if you're following the diet correctly, it can promote short-term weight loss and muscle gain. So there's the pros. Now let's get into the cons, and pay attention because some of these cons cancel out your pros. Just saying. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I still like to keep it real with y'all. Okay, so the cons. The very first one is that for most people, it's really difficult to follow. The longer you try and do it, the harder it is to stick to. Most people just have a hard time eating this much fat, taking away that many carbohydrates. It's just a difficult diet to stick to. I know me personally, I tried the Atkins diet back in the day when that was the big keto diet, when I was trying to lose weight, and it was really hard for me to stick to. It was really difficult for me to feel full and to not get cravings all day, and yeah, it was just very difficult for me to stick to when I was doing it, so I can definitely vouch that it's hard to follow, especially for a long period of time. As well as it's very difficult to follow because 70% of your calories are coming from fat, right? But we are really only supposed to be eating mono and polyunsaturated fats, or just unsaturated fats. So if you're eating lots of fats that contain cholesterol or saturated fats, then it's going to not be as beneficial for you because those really aren't healthy things to use for your body. Thank you. Yes. Okay. However, you are good at making sure you're eating things like nuts, like avocado, like fish, things high in omega-3s and not high in cholesterol or saturated fats, then it's definitely beneficial for you. But like I said, it's also very difficult to stay away from all of those bad fats, trans fats, cholesterol, and saturated fats when it's 70% of your caloric intake. And there's just not that many mono and polyunsaturated fats out there. So that's another reason it's kind of difficult to stick to. Okay, the keto flu. This is another big con. Basically, the side effects of putting your body into ketosis. It can cause weakness, nausea, gastrointestinal issues. So, you know, problems going to the bathroom, problems with vomiting. It can lead to dehydration and electrolyte loss. Dizziness, irritability, so some cognitive, some brain problems, which makes sense because our brain functions off of glucose, which is what carbohydrates are made of, just saying. And it can give you bad breath. This is just a side effect of ketosis. It can give you bad breath and make your pee smell weird. So that's another thing. It's called the keto flu, and many people experience a lot of these side effects, especially when first going through the keto diet. They suffer from carbohydrate withdrawal, sugar withdrawal, and they get a lot of these symptoms pretty much the whole time that they're doing it until their body adapts. But like I said, you really don't want to do it for the long term. Okay, the next big con is that it is very easy for you to accidentally slip out of ketosis. So you really have to stay within that 5 to 10% carbohydrate range for your caloric intake. Otherwise, you're not even gonna be going into ketosis. So all those benefits that you're trying to get from the keto diet aren't going to happen because you slipped out of it. This is another issue with the keto diet variations, where some people will just like eat carbohydrates on weekends or just half of the week, because it's very hard for your body to stay in this ketosis and stay in this starvation mode where it's burning this fat instead of burning the carbohydrates in your body or the glucose in your body. So it can be hard for you to even get the benefits when you're trying really hard to stick to the diet and stick to the program. So that's another con. Okay, got a couple more cons. Sorry, my con list is kind of long, but that's why you'll see what my opinion on keto diets is what it is. But so the next one is that the keto diet typically, and in studies, now I get most of my research, and the research I did today was from the Livestrong website. I like Livestrong. They have good resources. They're not biased. That's why I really like to use their program, and they're very good when it comes to health, about not just being for American studies and all that, but worldwide. So in studies that have been performed on ketosis, they have found that the benefits, or the keto diet, excuse me, the benefits of going into ketosis or going with a keto diet usually peak at about 1 to 2 months. And then after that, for most people, the benefits plateau. So again, it's much more of a short-term thing, almost like a detox, rather than a diet or a lifestyle that you would want to fully adopt. Again, with the long term. So the cons of long term, besides just that it's hard to stick to and that most people plateau, is that it can actually cause liver damage or liver disease, as well as an insulin resistance, which is not good, especially if you're someone who is diabetic. But definitely if you're someone who is focusing on weight management, maybe be diabetic or pre-diabetic, you don't want to form a resistance to insulin. So after finding all the pros and all the cons and basically what keto is, I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it. Of course, everything that you do is up to you 100%. So if you wanna go with keto still, do you. But when it comes to me, here's what I at least recommend. I would say if you're using the keto diet for weight loss, which is what I've seen the big trend is right now, is to use it for weight loss, then definitely do it as more of a detox, like a month at the most, than as a long-term diet or as a lifestyle, because of all the negative effects it can have, especially when you do it long-term. I believe it shocks your body, which is basically what all the research backs. So personally, I would say either do it short-term like a detox or don't do it at all. Keto is, I don't know why it's so popular. I really don't understand. But there are some benefits. I think that there are lots of ways for you to focus on what you're eating without being as restrictive as the keto diet. I think that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult and doesn't work for most people, is because when it comes to true lifestyle change, you can't be so restrictive on yourself. Your body is made to eat all of these nutrients, and so I think that you should allow your body to eat all of the nutrients that it is made to devour and to use and to put to use inside of your body. As long as you're not overindulging, you should be fine. As well as, I really don't like that it is promoted as being a weight loss diet when it has no type of premise around calorie counting or around intake versus output, which is the number one thing when it comes to losing weight. You simply have to expend more calories than you intake to be able to lose weight. And trying to force your body to burn its fat off rather than slowly doing it the right way and eating the correct foods that gives your body the correct nutrients, that allows your metabolism to learn how to burn fat on its own, it seems like such a better idea. It seems like such a better alternative. Thank you. This kid. However, that's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. You are always in control of your body, in control of your habits, in control of your life. So don't let my opinion deter you. If you really want to do the keto diet, go ahead and do you. But at least remember, when it comes to starting any diet program, any supplement program, any fitness program, you want to do your research and make sure that it's right for you. So if the keto diet is right for you, you think that it's going to fit in with your goals, then go ahead and give it a shot. But if it's something that doesn't directly align with where you're trying to go with your fitness and your wellness journey, then you might as well look at some other options. All right, you guys, so that is everything on the keto diet today. If you are interested in seeing more Diets Dissected videos, leave a comment down below telling me what type of diet you want to see next. There are all sorts of diets. There's the paleo diet, there's intermittent fasting, there's vegan, there's vegetarian, there's all sorts of diets out there, guys. I would love to dissect them for you, but I would also love to know which diets you want. And please, if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. I post new videos every single Wednesday, so look out for me, y'all. And as always, have a great day, YouTube. Holla at you later.